He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gadget Professor. My name is Don Baine, and of course, I am the Gadget Professor. Well, we were at show 132, and it is November 21st, very quickly approaching the Thanksgiving Day, and don't forget, Hanukkah falls on Thanksgiving this year. I think that's the first time in 88 years that has happened. So I think I have a gadget today that maybe will be a good Hanukkah or Thanksgiving or Christmas Day present for someone. The gadget of the day is going to be this Braven, very high quality portable Bluetooth speaker, remote speaker. I was reluctant to review this, to bring this on the show, but it had one feature, actually two features that just blew me away like none of the other ones that we've reviewed had, so stay tuned and we'll check that out. If you're new to the Gadget Professor, thank you so much for tuning in. We try to bring you some enjoyment into your life, some crazy gadgets, some fun stuff that we think will be useful for you and your family and your loved ones. This is a foul-free language show, so it's children safe. Anybody can watch the Gadget Professor, and we're pretty proud of that. If you're old to the Gadget Professor, welcome back. Now, if you want to watch the Gadget Professor, one of the easiest ways is just go to the webpage, and that would be at thegadgetprofessor.com. You want to definitely scroll down, certainly if you're new to the Gadget Professor, about halfway, and you'll see the newsletter button there. So it says sign up for newsletter to be close to the Gadget Professor and find out what's going on. So just click the newsletter button, and essentially it's going to ask you for your email address. Put your email address in there, and what that will do is every Thursday evening, as soon as the Gadget Professor is posted Thursday evening, Arizona time, you will, in your inbox, get the show notes. And what that is a synopsis of everything that we covered. It will have all the URLs, and they're hot linked. So all you do is just click on it, and it takes you right to the product or to the topic that we were discussing. Very handy thing and totally free, so make sure you sign up for the show notes. You also can email the Gadget Professor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. That's thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. Yes, I answer all my email. Some people freak out when they send me an email. They don't get an answer in 10 minutes. I love doing the Gadget Professor, but there are other things that I do, but I will definitely get back to you. So hang in there and send me those emails. Next of all, you want to follow us on Facebook. So that's Facebook.com/The Gadget Professor. I do post as soon as the show is up on Facebook that the show is ready to watch on Thursday evening. And last but not least, actually, if you were on Facebook, follow me on Facebook. I posted a real cool article. We'll talk about that in a minute. How somebody actually diverted the internet, and pretty scary stuff. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then last but not least, my Rebel Mouse page. That would be rebelmouse/Gadget Professor. That will also be in the show notes. We tweet probably 20, 30, 40, 50, I guess it's up to 100 times a day if you want to know the truth about the matter, on everything that's new in the gadget world, photography, electronics, automobile, whatever it may be. And you can follow us on Twitter. That would be at Gadget Professor on Twitter. Or you can look at me, check me out on the Rebel Mouse page. That would be rebelmouse/Gadget Professor. And what the Rebel Mouse page does is it takes everything that we tweet about, because you only have 90 words, I think it is, to say something, but it actually puts photographs and the web page behind these particular articles. So as you look through this, as I scroll down, you could see some very cool and interesting articles. This is all brand new. This isn't stuff that's old. This is constantly changing, this page. It's very dynamic, so you want to check us out on Rebel Mouse. In fact, Saturday, I think I was at the Butterfly Museum, brand new place in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I posted a beautiful picture that I took of a butterfly. So there you go. A lot of fun. Now, let's get started today. We have some interesting things to talk about. The first thing is this article that I mentioned to you, and this is how somebody forced the world's internet traffic through Belarus and Iceland. This is a chilling article. You must read this. It really makes you think twice about, the kind of world that we're living in today. Certainly everybody uses the internet, myself included, every day, and I want to say all day, but, I shop on it, I email on it, I social media update on it, I do conference calls on it. Everybody does. Essentially, this is a deeply technical but very troubling story. Imagine one day you're using the internet the same day you would as you use it every day. You're reading the news, you're shopping, you're sending emails, you're checking your bank, your credit card balances, and maybe you're even doing some work for your employer using the internet. Who knows? And, your machine's secure, you have antivirus, you have all that stuff on there. We're not talking about that. Typically, but not always, the bits being sent from your computer, tablet, or phone will flow where they need to go via the most direct route. And if you look at this little blue map here, it just shows lines. And the way the internet works is it takes a piece of information and it splits it up into packets. And it sends one here, one there, and essentially they all recompile and end up where they're going. And they're called hops. And not the kind you drink. But what if these hops didn't work? What if the routes that you anticipate or expect to work, just like I'm talking now, this show's being recorded, I expect it to be loaded up to the server and you're going to download it and watch it. But what if they didn't go where they were supposed to go in a timely fashion? What if someone slipped in between you and the various servers, and there's millions of them, connecting with your traffic and diverting it somewhere else, funneling it through a choke, if you will, of their choosing, where they can copy, capture, and analyze your data. Your data takes some extra imperceptible milliseconds to get where it's going, and ultimately everything you're doing works just fine online. So in other words, everything's working fine. You buy something, the credit card gets accepted, you get your merchandise, there's no problem. But what you didn't know is that the traffic, that piece of data that you were working on, instead of getting there, I'm making this up, in 10 milliseconds, it got there in 11 milliseconds. Who would know? I wouldn't know. No one would know. But this is what this article's talking about. Essentially what happens is your traffic could be hijacked by parties unknown, and you're none the wiser for it. In network security circles, this is known as man-in-the-middle attack. And for years it has been understood to be possible in theory but never seen in practice. That has changed. Earlier this year, and it's unclear who diverted internet traffic from some 150 cities around the world through networks to Belarus and Iceland. This troubling disclosure came out a few days by research company Rensys, the firm that specializes in tracking the operational health of the global internet infrastructure. When internet traffic goes down in one country or another, whether it's because of a natural disaster or political unrest, Rensys is usually among the first to see it. The attack, and Rensys maintains that it was definitely attacked, this wasn't accidental, was targeted with large internet carriers in every major city in the United States and numerous major cities in Europe and around the world. The first incident took place during most of the month of February, when internet traffic was silently redirected through the internet service provider called Global On Bell, based in Belarusian capital Minsk. My grandfather came from Minsk. He had nothing to do with this, believe me. But there you go. The targets of these attacks included financial institutions, government agencies, and network service providers. Rensys tracked the attacks as they happened, and you can go on and read the article. I'm not going to take the time to read it. It's a very short read. It's only a page. But boy, it sends chills up and down your spine, mine included. And this is the kind of world that we live in. And I just can't impress upon you how careful you can be. And here's a situation where your internet traffic has been diverted and has nothing to do with the security of your machine whatsoever. It's the raw data that's coming out of your machine, traveling on the internet lines, and it's like the great Wild West out there. People can just, grab that, put it somewhere else, look at it, and send it on its way, and you will never know. So it's pretty scary, and I'm not making this stuff up. Now, talking about hacking, we all know the problem that healthgov.net, Obamacare, is going through. The website as of today still isn't working 100%. We're not going to get into that. That's a whole nother story. That could probably take 20 episodes in itself. But according to some security experts, hackers are definitely after that site, And one particular person, the CEO of information security firm Trusted SEC, was before the House Science, Space, and Technology Committee hearing on security concerns, and particularly on healthcare.gov. And he said, if I had a guess, based on what I can see, I would say the website is either hacked already or will be very shortly. That's real scary too, because here you're putting your personal health information, your social security number, and who knows what other kind of personal information, and the hackers are already having a field day getting it. So this whole thing is getting real messy. I don't have an answer for it, but man, you just can't be too careful out there, and I think it's going to get worse rather than get better. And there's nothing you can do about it except don't use the internet, and that's pretty hard to do these days. But let's move on. On a more pleasant topic, this is called Bitcasa, and people are familiar with Dropbox or other services out there where you have cloud services where you can deposit files or share information, and we have talked many times about the security. This is a new site, relatively new, called Bitcasa, and this will give you 20 megabytes free right off the bat. I happen to like this service better than Dropbox because the interface is a lot cleaner and easier to use, and what this company says is it will your personal cloud storage platform, simple, private, and secure, as much space as you need for all your devices. Keep and share everything, space for all your digital belongings, photos, videos, music, and document. Store, share, and get the most out of your digital belongings. Share anything with anyone is easy and instant. You have complete privacy. This is what I like. They tell you right up front, end-to-end encryption. So that means when you upload something, it's automatically encrypted, and it's encrypted on their server, and when it's downloaded, it's encrypted, and it's unencrypted when it actually hits you. So your data, only you can see it. No one else can get into it because it's encrypted, and it's private sharing. You can access it everywhere. Your digital belongings are always with you. View any file on any device, and you can stream HD, stream anything. That means movies, anything, anywhere, anytime. So this is a very cool site, which means you can actually stream a movie using this cloud service. Never run out of space. Keep everything forever. Free up space on your devices, and plan for all the storage that you need. Worry-free backup. This is very interesting. Backup for all your devices. Never lose your data. Easy, automatic, and dependable. Their free service gives you 20 gigabytes of private, secure storage on up to 3 devices. They do have paying plans. They have one for $99 a year, and that will give you 1 terabyte on up to 5 different devices. And it goes on and on from there. So check this out. It's pretty cool. As I said, the interface is nice. I like it. I just started using it, so I can't give you an in-depth report, but so far it's been pretty good. Now, as I mentioned, Black Friday is coming up, and I think we'll get in one episode before Black Friday next week. In any event, where you get the updates, Black Friday 2013 updates, my favorite site for that is blackfridayAds.net. blackfridayAds.net. They update daily, sometimes twice a day, all these stores that the ads have leaked or have purposely been leaked. And right now there's 410 things you can buy at Best Buy, Kohl's, Target, and Walmart, and pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff to say the least. There's a lot of good brands out there. You got to make sure you don't get a lousy brand. Not that I'm saying Seika is lousy, but here's a Seika 32-inch HD TV. I don't know the specs for $100. Sounds like not a bad deal. Here's the Seika TV 1080p HD TV for $230. A 50-inch HD TV for $230. How bad can it be? I mean, that's pretty cheap. Here's a Vizio 55-inch. Vizio, certainly a name brand, 1080p. Smart TV for $480. Again, a phenomenal buy, I think. I haven't checked out the specs. So check out BF Ads. That's blackfridayAds.net to keep yourself posted. Now, if you're in the market for a cool set of speakers, I actually have listened to these in Wildman Mike's office there at Multimedia Studios, and these things blew me away. They're $99. They're Logitech Z623 2.1 speaker systems, 3 pieces. You get 2 speakers plus a phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal, subwoofer. What makes these especially interesting to me is that 7-inch bass reflex subwoofer, which you actually can feel it pounding in your heart. And what's cool about these is their THX certification. Whenever you see that THX certification, that's going to ensure a very high quality audio and fidelity from that particular speaker system. And these are THX certified. And man, when you listen to a movie on these, wow, it really sounds nice. So for about $100, you can't go wrong if you want some really cool 2.1 sound. Now here's a device that just when I saw it, I laughed and I said, something's wrong here. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but essentially this is available for $6 plus 99-cent shipping at the Shark stores. It's not going to break the bank, but it's such a strange device. Essentially what this is it's a handy system that allocates 50% of the air from full tires to the flat one during an emergency. Granting drivers the extra boost to reach the nearest repair station. The kit's 16-foot coiled hose caters to inflatable tires of every stripe, shape, and color, whether they're affixed to the car or secured beneath the motorcycle. So essentially what it does is it hooks onto one tire and then it it pulls out and hooks onto the tire that's flat, and you're sharing the air. Well, I guess it's better than having a flat and being stranded somewhere, and it seems like a crazy idea, but now you're working on 50% in each tire, and it's probably going to ruin both tires if you're driving any distance because they're flatter, and you're going to screw up the tire. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but interesting idea, interesting gadget. And let's move on here. Soft Perfect Wi-Fi Guard. This is a cool piece of software. It's totally free. Soft Perfect Wi-Fi Guard is an essential tool for everyone running a small Wi-Fi network and striving to keep it secure. What this software will do for you is actually monitor anybody who's, buzzing in on your territory, in other words, using your Wi-Fi and you not knowing it. So here's the interface, and you can actually see there's 3 different people here that are using the Wi-Fi that supposedly you didn't know about. And this is totally free, and probably a good idea to put on your system so you can keep the nosy neighbors out, or better yet, make sure that your system is triply secured. But if you're ever wondering if anybody's sucking down your internet and you're not knowing about it on the Wi-Fi, this is the software that you want to use. And now we are going to go to the gadget of the day. Today we're going to review the Braven, or Braven, I call it Braven 570 wireless Bluetooth speaker. I really didn't want to review another Bluetooth speaker because I've reviewed several of them in the past, but this one had 2 things that were compelling about it, and we'll get to that in a minute. But Braven makes a whole host, probably more than anybody, of portable Bluetooth speakers, and some of them are pretty rugged, even water resistant. And this particular device, the 570, comes in some pretty cool colors. I have the purple one, but it comes in blue, green, red, white. Nice colors to choose from. Remember fruit stripe gum? Well, they have some cool fruity colors here. But let's get down to the features. The Braven 570 allows you to connect to the world around you by sharing your music, movies, games, and with more than with 6 watts of power and 10 hours of playtime. This portable audio companion will bring music to your life wherever you go. Use it as a speakerphone and make hand-free calls, or charge your phone from the built-in power bank to keep the party going all night long. So 2 things that this has, and these aren't unique, but it has a 10-hour battery life, which is excellent, and a lot of the other speakers of this nature do have 10 hours, so that in itself isn't great, but it's good. You also have a charging system here, and right here you can see a little USB port where if you want to power your phone, if your phone's running dry and you need some more juice, this actually has a built-in battery in it, so you can actually use this to charge your phone wherever it may be. You just put the USB jack, and obviously the other end goes into your phone, and it's a charger too, so that's very handy, especially if you're traveling. Now, what this comes with is obviously the speaker. It comes with the charger, okay, and it comes with a little cable a 3.5 millimeter male-to-male jack that comes with this also. Now, let's examine the feature set a little bit more. As I mentioned, this will do hands-free calling if your smartphone is equipped with Bluetooth, which most phones today are, which means you can be listening to music and all of a sudden someone calls, and right here on this side there's a little button here. You can just push this, it will answer the phone. You can make calls from it. You can have two-way conversations, crystal clear sound, probably works better than any speaker in this category that I've tested. It's very clear and very responsive. There's no like cut lag like hello and then it clicks and you wait to hear back. I didn't have any of that any of those problems with this particular speaker on the hands-free, but again, that's not what was dramatic to me. One of the things that was dramatic and I like, and it wasn't a big deal, is that once you turn this on, the first time you pair this with another device, you'll never have to do that again. If you turn this on and your device, it automatically finds each other and you never have to do that a second time. So that's kind of nice. It has volume controls up and down, which is no big deal. It also has an input jack where you would put your 3.5 millimeter jack, and if this connects to another device that has an output jack, like another speaker or stereo or something like that, this will become your remote speaker. Not on Bluetooth, but hardwire, and you'd want that because of, again, the fidelity or the portability of it. If you had an old transistor radio, you could put it in the headphone jack, but literally anything that has a headphone jack, you can use this for your external speaker if you so like. So that was cool too. And here's the part that I really liked about it. It was very interesting. It was there for a second, it disappeared, but essentially you can daisy chain it. This thing is revolving, that's why I can't lock it down. But you're able to daisy chain these. What was unique about this particular speaker is it has an output jack on it, 3.5 millimeter output jack. Well, you know, what's the big deal? Here's what the big deal is. If you have 2 or 3 of these, you can actually take the output jack from one speaker and you can put this into the input jack of the next Braven speaker, and you can chain as many of these as you want. So that's kind of neat into itself. But what I found interesting about the output jack that none of the other brands that I've ever seen has is what I do with this output jack is a couple weeks ago, if you recall, I did a review of these Audio Unlimited speakers. Oops, sorry about that. And these were remote speakers, and there were 4 of them in a pack. And these work on 900 megahertz, which is not Bluetooth. And the way you feed these speakers was through their input device jack. So you could take your iPhone or your Droid or whatever it may be, and this plugs into the wall. We talked about this. And on the bottom here, you have this little cord. And anything that you plugged into this, any device, any speaker, headphone jack that you plugged into this would automatically put that signal on the 900 megahertz, which would go to these speakers. Now, typically these come 2 in a pack or 4 in a pack, and I use these, I spread these throughout the house, and I get great fidelity, great sound throughout the house, all wireless, or really what I use them for is I take them out in the back. I have a pool back there, and really cranks out the sound when you put 4 of these on, and these really blast, so that's cool. Now, here's what I'm getting to. Whatever you plug into this works on the 900 megahertz with those particular speakers. I can now take the output jack from this Braven device and plug this into it, and now I'm using the 900 megahertz frequency on these Audio Unlimited speakers, and I'm essentially getting 5 speakers that will just blast your brains out. So that's a very cool function. I did like that, and that's what was appealing to me in terms of functionality. Now, obviously, everybody doesn't have that, but that output jack, you also can plug another device into, like this Extreme Mac device, and this will actually make that output signal another Bluetooth signal, so you can run 2 or 3 Bluetooth speakers, not necessarily this brand, all from this output jack. So that's a very clever and unique feature, and I definitely like that. Now, what does it sound like? Well, I'm going to go to my trusty Nexus 7 and turn this on, and I am going to hit play here, and hopefully we won't get a Pandora commercial. But there's the sound, and it's as low as it will go. I'm going to crank this up. Now, right now, That's as loud as it will go, and the reason I know that is because I'm hearing a beep.
I can't do it all by
Now,
myself.
let me tell you, that is cranking. This speaker will easily power an entire room. No problem whatsoever. I'm going to turn it down here.
If you don't help me, darling, I'll have to find myself somebody else.
The fidelity is probably right up there with the best I've heard in these types of devices. It's light, it's clear, reasonably good bass response, and I can't say enough about the quality of this particular device. It's just terrific. It's very clear, and also if you listen to the news, like I do that a lot at night, it's crystal clear. The sound replication is very good at it. So in general, it's pretty loud. It's pretty good. It's got some amazing features. Now, why did I buy this? I have 2 or 3 of them already. I have the Jam Box. I have the Crusher, which I really like. Well, the reason I bought it, folks, is because I couldn't resist. I actually saw this on special on Woot, and if you're not participating in Woot, not that I'm making any money from this, because I'm not, but I subscribe to Woot.com, and every day they come up with a new feature, a new product. So last week they came out with this Braven 570, and I said, I don't need another one. And then I read the specs, and I saw the output jack, and it also has a very cool noise-canceling microphone that I didn't mention, which probably makes the whole experience of making hands-free call better than other types of speakers because of the noise-canceling technology that they've employed in this, which is really good. This is very clear, very high fidelity on phone calls, which I like also. But what really flipped my lid was it was $27, and like for $27, I just couldn't resist. Just to show it on the Gadget Professor alone was worth it, because if you don't have one of these, it's a great buy. Now, unfortunately, the Woot has long sold out, and you can't get it for $27. If you want this, your choice of colors, you can get it for $99 on Prime at Amazon. Now, I bet if you Google the Braven 570, starting to do that now, and say best price, it wouldn't surprise me if some other website is going to show up, you're going to see this show up on a Black Friday or a Cyber Monday special. It wouldn't surprise me at all. How Woot got these for $27 is beyond me. The list price is $120, so for $27, man, I just couldn't resist. It's a great product, and surprisingly great at that. But like I said, if you Google it now and see what you come up with, you may find it for substantially cheaper than the $99. So that will wrap up today for the Gadget Professor. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if I don't see you before Turkey Day, I hope you enjoy the holiday. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see everybody next week. So long from the Gadget Professor.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor, or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.